We're missing.
Okay.
There he is. Doop,
That's right.
Hi.
What a little bit? It's raining a little?
Just a
Still?
little bit. Just a
You get any
drizzle.
crops? Little light of snow. I don't like good, you? I don't good.
so let me write down the agenda for this one.
You need to, send you an email, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Want to make sure she leaves.
No,
Oh, they said get it.
no, get over. All right, we're gonna go ahead and call the NIC meeting to order, 8:33. Madam Secretary, please.
Roll call, Felicia Salazar, Helen Roldan, Isabella Fuertes present, Javier Ley Soto,
Present.
Jesus Mendoza, John Estrella, Juan Estrada,
Present.
Mario Pineda,
Present.
Mr. Chair,
Present.
we have four, Mr. Chair.
Okay, order of business, deferrals, addition, deletions. None? Okay. Actually, you know what, I'll add one, time of meetings. Anybody else? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any additional discussion?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Oh, wait, go for it, it's okay.
So we had a new, line of business, D. Beautifying the remaining traffic boxes.
Fine.
In the town.
Remaining. Electrical. Anything else? No? All right, all in favor, say aye. Against? All right, the ayes have it. We'll move on to public comments. Anyone from the public would like to speak? No one? On to number 5, approval of minutes, NIC regular minutes from 9:20. Did everyone have an opportunity to review them?
I move to approve. Second.
All right, any additional discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? The ayes have it. Town updates?
Yeah, all of you should have received an email from me, I think it was last week or early this week, about a letter of support. So just, I guess, getting your feedback to see if it's something you guys want to support, if so.
So the grant, the grant?
Yeah, it was regarding a grant, for one of the parks, the one next to Windmill Gate. Yeah,
I had a quick
for
question.
the area.
Is what is the effect of our, one, can we issue directly a letter of support, or does that have to get approved by the town?
So, I don't know if you had a chance to see it, but what we normally do is that the grants, person, she gives me the letter, and so it's already done. it's a draft, it's a template that we share with the committees, and then you guys would just sign it if you wish to support it. And there it explains, you guys are the neighborhood improvement committee, you would like to support the initiative and what we would use that money for, which is also part of the email, so you guys do have record of that as well.
And that's the one we'll get, the one that's in front of the little community there.
Yeah, if you guys want, I'll read really quickly what it,
That would be great, because I saw it come in, but I think go.
We need, we're gonna vote on it.
You know, the other committees already approved.
special needs did. I'm not sure what it is. Okay, here it is.
So for any last,
So it's to get grant funding for the Miami Lakes Community Park P55. This park is central to the town, as this park sits between the Miami Lakes Public Library and Fire Station #1, and it's only 0.8 miles from the town hall government center.
Question.
Yeah.
The beautification of that area for the library, I guess that doesn't include that area, because from the layout that we got, wasn't that supposed to be the entrance feature that we had voted on a while back ago about with the windmill on it?
I'm not sure how that area is divided, to be honest.
It is.
If you,
I've been over in that area and I just seen that one cow. I didn't even know.
It's right between the fire station.
No, I know what the
Yeah.
area, is, but I didn't know that that was a part.
yeah, look, what it says, what they're trying to do with this grant is refresh the pocket park. As they're known, and it's by replacing the irrigation electrical system, removing and replacing dead trees to restore the arbor canopy, and installing an ADA accessible ramp and concrete pathway. It has a potential to be one of the top most valuable community green spaces for recreation, library hosted events.
Like, is there photographs of it or anything like that?
I can ask, but as of like,
That's-
right now, I
don't know
don't
what
know.
Do you have the,
Cause I've been over there a bunch of times. and
there's a cow there.
I don't think there's anything.
Do you remember the
I think this is
beautification?
to make it.
One-
To turn it.
Yeah, there's nothing there, but I remember we had voted on an entrance feature that was part of and it had a windmill and all that. Isn't that part of that area or?
I'd have to revisit what you're talking about, because honestly, I don't remember. But what was, I'm sure there was probably any.
Talking about the images that Felicia brought in.
No,
Oh, because the ones that Felicia did bring in, I think that's it, it's done, I believe it's the one that they put down here, 67, that's pretty new.
it has to do with the Miami Lakes Library.
Do you know what we talked about? And I
It's been
can
a
look back
while
at the
back.
minutes. But it was that same area. that
It's
you're
that
saying.
same area, they're beautifying, they're rebuilding that whole library. There's even
I
a
can go back
sketch
in a
of
minute.
the sketch of the whole area.
But I think that that's a library,
Yeah, I saw
that's what it is.
But
That-
isn't
I
that
think the
part-
library is going, I could be wrong, and I guess I'll get you guys the facts, but I believe that that area is going to be like redone for like.
Right.
I'm assuming a small, what it sounds like to me is that there's a part that's still gonna be like one of our open spaces.
I don't think this park is connected to the improvement of the library.
But I know we voted on an entrance feature that has to go in that area.
Yeah, but I don't think that's.
It has to be there.
I can revisit, I can try to look for minutes if you can kind of guide me as to maybe
Oh,
when.
you send it to us, so I'll try to find it.
So before we move forward, so that way we can vote on it, we'll go ahead and reopen. Number 3. And we'll add the new business, E. 8E, T-Mobile hometown grant.
Well, I moved to reopen.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Against? All right, the ayes have it.
And that's an admin item.
Oh, I added, okay, got it, close, okay. So motion to add item 8E, T-Mobile hometown grant.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? All right, the ayes have it. Anything else, Adam?
Under staff. No, just reminding you guys that we have the HOA quarterly tomorrow, and that it's followed by the Florida Friendly Activity.
And unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to come tomorrow. I have another event.
You guys don't need form for tomorrow, so you should be fine, just, I guess, make sure somebody's there to lead them.
I'll be there.
Okay, yeah, I'll be,
I'm not, that's 6, right?
yeah, the meeting's at 6 and the workshop starts at 7.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to old business. Ways to beautify under the Palmetto Expressway.
So I've been in touch with Miss Olivia Shock of the transportation coordinator for the town, and Omar Santos, the director of public works. He says that both of these, including lead to C, are all doable. They're just requiring renderings and cost estimates as to what we're looking for. So I was hoping to get together.
What are we,
Some of
what
which are.
can you refresh my memory on what beautification, we're just gonna add some greenery, give it up, or we're doing the whole lot?
A, we're thinking about lighting and or painting, the abutments under the Palmetto Expressway. And then for B, it would be town limits, signs that along the Palmetto Expressway in the major corridors. Maybe, on the understreets or the surface streets also. And then C was just, random signs just to, you know, like a pocket park, just something in the middle of nowhere, just to capture people's attention. How you ready? Well, they said it's all doable, we just need to come up with some drawings, that we believe we want to do, and then come up with estimates as to who is install it and.
And how much, like,
Mhm.
How do we even start with that? I mean, do we, I mean,
Can we,
unless
can
we
we start, can we
Felicia.
start with,
have
let's say,
a time?
can we start with the lights? Let's say we start with the lights like, Hialeah has the,
Right.
Report them, man.
yeah, that's an easy start, you
we
know.
can just take a picture of it and put it.
And just,
Yeah.
I mean.
So you
I don't see
find
anything
some
wrong
of
with
those
that.
LED lights, say, what it would cost us to.
But I don't think we go that far. I think we send it, we provide the picture of what it is exactly that we're looking. But it's not our job to look for a contract.
Contract, budget.
No, I think just presenting the idea that we're looking for, and then they would have to, go in, unless they come back and tell us. We haven't, I mean, every time we bring up an idea, I don't foresee us going that
That's
far, going with contractors or getting bids or stuff like that. If
No,
we do,
but
then-
just giving them an estimate.
Right, well, an estimate,
I wouldn't know. I think we get proposals. I think our responsibility is to get proposals and then they.
that's what we're looking for.
So, I mean, that's an easy start, we'll take a picture of that, or
I'll need somebody to do it, I'll do it.
Yeah, but we.
Yeah.
Well, I think what she's asking is about, about budgets and stuff like that, but I think, even, we couldn't even approve it even if we had a budget, but the
Right.
thing. Is I think we get the concepts and then the process is then for the town to start, if it gets approved. It goes, I think, to the council meeting and the council need to decide, the councilman is to decide whether or not, hey, look, this is something we want the town to start looking forward. Either start getting bids, get more
More information.
definite renderings of what it's gonna be, because. Just because we have put lights up there, they have to look at the costs,
Yeah.
whether or not they have to run new lighting, whether or not, the electrical pieces, what it's gonna cost,
That's
maintenance
expensive.
ongoing. Yeah. But we propose the ideas.
Yeah.
So for now, yeah, just a couple of pictures, to send it to Isle, and
Right.
then Isle, I guess you would send it up to chain of command and see how we go from there.
Yeah.
Or if it's. I could
Or send it to-
respond
send it to her, right.
Yeah.
I can shop, yeah. Yeah, so they say as the right of way, since we own the right of way, the Department of Transportation grants us the right to beautify it under the community aesthetics features.
Okay. So we don't have to set this out, we have to. jump in
There shouldn't be
full.
too much resistance, there's a
Right.
pathway to do it,
Okay. And then the same will go for item B and C.
yes. But
Okay,
I
so
would
same
focus
thing
on
like this.
items A and B before I do C, because A and B are
Yeah.
actually much more,
Easier.
not easier, but I think they're more prestigious.
The aesthetic wise as like greenery, we could just show under someone that has something. I think under, what was it that I saw? They had like these fake flowers, so it doesn't have to even, yeah.
Put them on maintenance.
You can do a that, I think with, Alicia, if you send her maybe a picture of that area, she may be able to put in some greenery in it.
Like Photoshop it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can help you Photoshop it too.
yeah, okay.
It's sustainable plants.
They just reply quickly.
Right,
On the way to say aye in the committee meetings, right?
so then an update is that,
I know once
One-
you, apologize.
no, sure, go ahead.
I know once you said we sent a request to the town, there was that grant that provided us the first time they did some kind of beautification in 154th. I know we sent it again to the grant officer. He said something about, I guess that year you couldn't do it. I don't know if this year, upcoming year, we
I
still,
think we talked about this. Like
we
one of
could
the
only do it
recent
once,
meetings. Are
or
you talking about you said under,
154th, yeah. Remember the original time we tried to beautify, it, they
Then
didn't,
about the columns?
yeah, they didn't add the
yeah, no,
columns.
I
That's a
think
shutdown.
we talked about, yeah, I think we talked about it like one of the recent meetings, and it was, the discussion was the same as it was then, is that they are doing construction there, or they're gonna be doing something major there.
Yeah.
So there wouldn't be any point of paying something that's gonna come down, so
Yeah.
you guys should wait until
Okay.
that's completed, and they gave an estimated deadline of sometime in 2024, I believe, we can go back to the minutes. And then would be like the appropriate time to talk.
Okay, perfect.
So then for items A and B as an update, Mr. Estrada is gonna just provide samples of what we're looking for to, what's your name again?
Olivia Shock and Omar Santos Bar.
Okay. Okay, and then C, where we at with C?
I would probably strike it down for the moment,
Strike.
just,
Okay.
some,
Strike
make
it.
the workload
Yeah,
Focus on the.
Exactly.
we're good. And then we're gonna go ahead and table also lake awareness, Salazar's not here. All right, we're gonna move on to new business, a way to connect with the community. So we have talked about in the past of, and I think it's gonna go right into the HOA quarterly, right, on trying to get feedback. So, we're hoping that during tomorrow's meeting, we can start getting, a little more information with HOAs and what are their challenges, so that way we can start building up our agendas with issues and concerns that they may have, and maybe we can be a liaison with the town. They do have a lot of challenges that we have limited accessibilities into the HOAs. Because most of this time is the HOA that needs to handle those matters. But nonetheless, we'll see what they'll come back with it. We haven't had it in some time. So hopefully we can get some good feedback and see how we can best support those HOAs.
Hopefully we get good tenants, because sometimes we don't.
It's gonna also depend on the weather. If it's like this.
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna say it's like this, definitely. Me and Isabella will probably be here.
Do you need anything from us
No.
for tomorrow other than?
Water or anything like that?
I know that we had, I don't have the budget in front of me. Did we have any funds? Did we have funds for the HOH or? They
We
removed
did
it
have some
completely?
HOA funds, I think it was 100.
Couple of, 100 or something like that.
While she's looking that up, one thing that I recommend is when you have those discussions with them is be very careful on how you say that we'll be a liaison between the HOAs and the towns, because you don't want them to say, okay, well, now this is my, they'll be the mouthpiece for me.
Which-
Say, hey, look, there's certain issues that we, quality, water quality, just general informational things.
That we can address.
Yes.
But in all honesty, we are kind of, when it was first, built or created. It's actually to use us as some type of liaison to pass on, right, but
Can we
our
call ourselves partners?
partners, we can call them. I mean, at the end of the day, they can bring stuff to us. I don't have an issue with that, right? If it's not within our umbrella of responsibilities.
It's more of,
The
making sure
lawyer
we,
is coming out.
Right, that's the.
Right?
we have to temper their expectations. You don't want to say, hey, look, we're gonna
Give
be
a
a
higher
liaison, in
expectation.
their mind, you're gonna now be doing a lot more.
Right.
And then have them turn around and say, hey, look, you guys said you guys were gonna be my liaison, you guys are gonna do all these things, you guys
And
are
you're not.
representing me before the board. We have all these issues, I have a problem with my HOA, and then it goes off a big tangent. That's what I'm just saying. It's just be very careful in the words that you.
Be very clear to them on what the liaison covers.
It could be a small voice.
It'll be a strong voice for very small issues.
All right, so we'll move on to item 8B. Mr. Pineda, we did receive, just so you know, we received an email from Councilwoman Ruano. I think she, yeah, right, recently, Vice Mayor, yeah, yesterday. And she reached out that apparently some owners, residents had
Correct.
discussed with her the possibilities. I told her there was already discussed at one point, but we brought it on again to see what were the challenges, if we can do it, like a bike ride, so not necessarily meaning that they all have to be street legal, but same thing with the bikes, we do it with a police escort. So, Martin?
So, yes, so, to echo that, some residents also said, hey, how can we get a golf cart holiday theme going on? They know that we can't do it with the bike rides anymore, and it seems like the golf cart community is growing in the town. A couple of things that we need to keep in mind is one major thing is the budget. I did talk to the police officers. We can do it like we do a bike ride, but taking consideration, there are golf carts, and if we need to block off major highways, it's gonna be a higher cost. I've requested a meeting with, the police chief and Topher to see if we can come up with a route that would be feasible for a budget for the NIC, that we could try to get this going for this year. I've also, inside of that, tried to, the members that, of the community that tried to get this going, I told, hey, this is gonna take some funds. So we're gonna try to get, we need some sponsors. At least 3 of them said, hey, we will sponsor this once we have a budget. We'll see what amount they'll be willing to give. Third, a police officer said that we do have to, on the budget that we get, we have to limit it. So we have to say, cut it off at 30 golf carts, because the longer we get, the more police officers we're gonna need. So that's another thought we're gonna have to say, after 30 golf carts register or come and register, that's it. No one else is allowed in the route. And the other thing that we wanted to do is as a part of the public safety, I think it was, I don't know if it's public safety or what other committee handles the golf carts, but we want to also register the golf carts within the town. That way we get, 2 things out of the way. You come to the event, you register your golf cart, we let you know, hey, this is, street legal, it's not street legal, these are the things you need, the police officer will be there, hey, these are things you might need to change, you might need lights if you want to drive the speed, so it'd be an educational process as well. So, again, the major thing is gonna be budget, that's gonna be if we could do this or not. Once we get that budget from the police, I guess we'll go from there. I don't know what you guys have thoughts on that.
The only, so I know we're setting up the meeting, with the sergeant, but in terms of the registration of the golf courts, that is not handled by the public safety committee, that's handled by the building department.
Okay,
So anybody that would like to register their golf carts has to do it through the building department, and that is Monday to Friday. And also we would not want to encourage people to drive their unauthorized golf
okay,
carts.
so those are the things that we need to get from the police officers, because I'm sure that there's a lot of golf carts that are not registered in the town. Now, can we have this event where they can register that day, or when we do create the event, whatever, site you go to sign up, or you can register then? Or do you have to come to the town?
Let me pull it up really quickly. I know it's part of the building department. I don't know if they have to come visit me, but I'll check for you right now.
I think we had this conversation a couple of months ago when we had one of the representatives. I have this recollection that
We talked about some
from one
golf carts.
one of the town police came over, and they talked about some of the points on this, and some of the challenges were, one is as to the registration piece, is I'm not the town attorney and I'm not giving legal advice here, but Kyle is correct, is we can't encourage them and we shouldn't be telling them to register at the event with their golf carts with the expectation of being able to take it. If you want to do an event where we do a registration where they can come and register it without driving it there, that's I definitely obviously subject to the town attorney signing off on that, would say, that'd be up to the town whether or not they want to allocate the resources to have people working off overtime or a shift schedule time. And set up and do that registration, but the people would have to then go back, put a decal on the car, just like your regular car,
Right, but
and get it registered. But then what I'm saying is that if we're gonna go forward with this type of parade, what you would do is in your reservation system, you tell them they need to go to the town, make sure they get it completed, because I even, from the building department, I don't know if they could even do it on the spot, on the same day, register. They may, I don't know what processes they go through to
Yeah.
approve it.
I can find out. what the
And
turnaround is.
if it's one of like, if we know that these people want to participate in it, can we do like an expedited process for them?
Right, it's just, how can we get this
No, no.
process going?
Right,
I-
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Agreed,
understand
yeah.
100%.
Expedited
But
for
there's-
them on the.
If there's interest in this and it's, okay, we could bait you by, you come to this event and you have to register it before you come to this event. Then, hey, you gotta register your golf cart before you do it.
I'm
And then-
looking at this and it's like step one, it's pretty lengthy, like you have to.
Yeah, I can share it
Give
with
the
you.
permit application, you gotta get a notarized affidavit, and the insurance, so they should do this maybe like a week before.
Yeah.
At least.
So my,
And also is when you're doing that type of flyer, there's a couple of the other concerns that they had raised is obviously you gotta make sure when this type of event that people aren't drinking, because remember, it's still a motor vehicle, you can still get a DUI. No open containers type of thing, you have to put those restrictions that whoever is driving is licensed to drive. I still see it every once in a while where you have some young kids who are driving around that they're not even 15 years, they don't even have a learner's permit. And they're
Kids need to
driving
be in
around.
car seats and boosters.
They're not
and-
even supposed to.
At the same time, I wanted to make this,
And then, yeah, it's an educational piece.
correct.
But with that piece, how people will gloss over the educational piece and be like, hey, look, this is gonna be a fun golf cart trip with everybody. And the other aspect of it, you weren't at the last meeting, but, Iowa notified us that the town has updated their costs for even just the bike rides.
Correct.
Each bike ride is now $2,300,
Right.
and that's just for a bike ride, and for a golf cart, it's gonna be a lot more, because I think they're definitely gonna.
My estimate for this has been $3,000.
Yeah.
That's
Like
what-
just a couple of
Roughly,
notes.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't see the budget so much as an issue as getting those golf carts registered to be able to participate.
I think you said the budget was the biggest issue.
No, not,
it's not,
not, all you said now.
so my question is, why can we not do it as a bike ride? Why do they have to be registered? That's my question. I don't understand that.
You know,
Because if we have police presence and it's a guided tour,
why do they-
parade or
yeah.
tour, same thing we do with the bicycles.
You register
Well,
the
I
day
think
you
what
get there.
it goes to his point is they want to encourage people not having people, whoever has golf carts in the town is to have them registered, because there's nowhere in the town really you can take your golf cart if it's not registered. You're not allowed to drive you're not allowed
But
to
people
drive.
still do.
I know they do, but I'm getting to his point of why we can't have them just people with registered. It goes to your point of pushing people to register their golf carts.
Yeah, it's a bigger liability than a bicycle.
When you tell them, hey, look, the only way you can participate is to
Right.
register, now they have an incentive to be like, hey, look, I want to participate. I'm gonna
Right.
register my golf cart. It's not that expensive. It's a process.
But if
Right.
it's $50 plus the process,
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
If
So
you
I'm sure that we need to add that, and that we're
Just
encouraging.
find with the turnaround time for that process.
Yeah, that's
That's
important.
gonna be.
I'll
important.
share that.
If it's like 3 weeks, it's that we're
Well,
We're
yeah,
defeating
and
that
if,
horse.
and if it is 3 weeks, then can they expedite in knowing these people would participate, like, would they make it a week?
Yeah, so I'll share that response with you guys along with the press release of the one that I shared with you about the golf cart thing in general that you were talking about, just so you guys have it for reference. I encourage you all to look at it, because it is pretty lengthy. And
Is
there's
there
a lot of
fee- what's
restrictions
the
on
fee
what you can
for,
do.
what's the fee for
$50
50 a year.
a year?
is it yearly?
Yearly?
It has to, well, I know it has to
But
be
it has to be
inspected
renewed.
every
But
year.
have to be renewed.
Oh,
I don't
I
know
think
if
when you
it-
renew your
You
registration.
definitely gotta bring it in
Perfect.
once a year. I'm actually in the process of doing it right now.
So it's taking a while.
I can tell you
Well,
that as of
I gotta get
yesterday,
turn signals on it before I even present the affidavit.
as of yesterday, we have 39.
Registered golf carts?
Yeah.
That's cool. And there's
I don't think
definitely
it's
a lot more
more-
than 39
I think we put it,
golf
I think we put in the
So
flyer.
so then again,
Yeah,
so
what
we
do
have.
you call it? Sponsors needed, we're gonna get that.
We're gonna get that $3,000 either. Now, there's 39 golf carts. We could have a golf cart parade, all right,
For that, I would even I would try to find up some of these companies. I don't know if Miami Lakes Auto Mall is starting to sell golf carts or something. Any of these companies that are selling or they're
I
doing.
know there's
work
one
on them.
off the shoulder that sells the.
Yeah,
the-
well, that's what I'm saying. You reach out to those companies and I'm sure they would want to sponsor something like this because they get their name out there. Hey, look, you know,
But
and have
we
them
need to,
bring out
we
something
need- we
else.
need to have a date, we have to have.
Well, that's what I was gonna tell you, we're shooting for December,
Has to be a holiday theme, so,
Want lights.
yeah.
Okay.
For me,
So-
I know December was an issue because there were so many events happening in December for the time.
I think it was more like the early dates that we were looking at for the bike rides that were an issue. I just think in general, we try to stay away from December because you lose people is kind of, that's just the
Vacation
feeling
time.
generally.
why don't we, then I think probably February for Valentine's.
Holiday.
That's a holiday, you light it up red. I don't know. With lots of hearts, because other than that, in December, you
We
have the
could do, how
second.
about January, we do, like the parade, the parade mile.
Okay.
That's still the same. The same point I brought up. I think the latest in December would be the 16th. That's normally the cutoff and like all events they do.
Yeah, for sure, the 16th will be the last day.
Yeah. Because then you go into like actual
Yeah.
holiday mode and then you can't do anything until the first week after January because most people are off.
School doesn't let out until the 27th, at least public school.
Okay, so-
It's a night event.
Or you could
I'm
do
just
the
saying
sixth,
from-
or you could do the
Okay.
sixth of January,
Okay, it's Marvel thing.
you know, still has.
When do you guys get
The
back?
6th,
Yeah, you don't get
yeah.
back to school until
To the set, to
the 8th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some people might be, but
you'll be
some
back.
people will be back. I don't.
You will be back.
You have a golf cart?
No.
No, it's a
But you never
one time fee. One time fee, $50.
Not sure what you're gonna buy me for Christmas. So you.
Yeah, right? And Jenny, maybe can go cry. So, I mean, as either the 16, so what do we, I said we can vote on those 2 days and then, how you can get back to us if that's even a possibility. But at least we have, a day, I think the 16th is gonna be way too close.
I think what's more important for your vote is, capturing the vote that you guys are, supporting the event and wanna put it on, and capping your budget. So that we know, so that staff has direction on whether to move forward or not based on what you're saying.
Well, I think we would.
But-
We're not gonna, we don't have a budget.
I know you guys don't know,
Yeah.
but cap the budget as to what you're okay with spending, cause if you're.
If a
telling
bike
me-
ride is $2,300, okay?
3,500, give or take.
That's my point, like, let's say you're only comfortable with 3,500 out of your entire budget, right, 'Cause it's gonna come out of your budget.
We don't have a budget for it. We're gonna get funding. We don't have
Yeah,
a
we
budget.
gotta get sponsored.
No, this is gonna be
Okay,
straight up.
so regardless of the committee, I need to know what you guys are okay with spending, even if it is,
Sponsored.
$200, that's what I need to know, are you guys okay with
We're
spending?
just capping off at
funds?
3,500. They're not gonna, it's not gonna cost
And
us
so
more
if you're
than
saying
3,500.
sponsor, are you telling me that if we don't find a sponsor that we're not putting on the event? And you
No,
guys are
not
not
that-
okay?
If not, then we're gonna have to sit in front of, if it's on the 6th, what was it?
But now we have to sit in front of
In front of
council
the
and ask
council,
them
asking for money.
for that
And I'm sure we're not
November.
gonna have a problem getting the money. I don't foresee that an
I
issue.
don't foresee that either.
So in that case, we can't do December then. Because that just puts way too much
Too much
pressure.
pressure. So January, I think January 6th is a good day. It gives people time to register. We also have to keep in mind what number we're gonna cap the number of golf carts, because that will also increase our cost. So we have 34 golf carts registered right now. Okay, do we try to double and say 60 golf carts max?
I think you need that answer from the chief.
I'll get an answer from the chief. And look, this is my thought on it, to do this and given the cost increases and stuff like that. And given that we would be capping it, I would say that we do a small fee for it. So that way, when you're guaranteeing most people are gonna show up, they're like, look, I'm shelling out money, I'm gonna show up. It's not like, hey, look, I registered and I didn't pay
It's
for
gonna
this.
go that
over
way.
there. And but you do like $40, but it also helps the
Offset.
offset some of our costs. And I was looking, if you do, if we, let's say we cap it at 30 at $40 a piece, that's $1,200. Just
Okay.
in registration fees. That's $1,200 less than what we have to get from the town. And also the town's gonna be like, okay, yeah, people have now committed, and stuff like that, and we know we're gonna limit people to a certain amount, and it's more helpful for, you know, and that's part of our proposal, that's what I would do, whether it's $40 or $30 or something like that.
Okay, so do you want me to make a motion?
I said 30, and I'm even looking at even the 6, probably even the 13 of January. There's a 6 to a little,
The thing is, the 13th, you're already out of the
you're
holidays.
still gonna put lights on it.
That's I'm okay with that,
It sure is.
that's all.
Keep it in the 6th.
Okay, I'm okay with the 6. I just wanna make sure that we have ample time.
I think we
Everything-
have ample time.
If it helps you guys, the date is kind of going to be decided based on what's available. so
Right.
To check
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah.
so I would say leave it a little open with the dates,
So the 6th or the 13th.
Yeah, 6 or 3.
they're looking at the first 2 weeks. so, yeah.
Okay, so to recap, everyone, we are comfortable with $3,500 as our budget.
Yes.
We're looking at January 6th or the 13th.
Yes.
We're capping it at 30. But
So-
based on the chief's approval. And we are doing it at a cost of $40 per ride, per like golf cart.
30, I think 30,
30?
yeah, 30, I think will
I
be.
think one of you should make the motion just so we're doing.
No, we are, she's just going over,
She's going over it,
It was
the
the
notes,
most, but
Mario's gonna
that's-
be.
Martin, we-
And with
No,
those.
so keep this- with the discussion.
you might as well, you might as well have said that was a motion.
That's
Second,
Okay, any additional,
It sounded like you guys wanted a.
any additional, I think we're, any additional information? Discussion?
Yes, discussion. Going forward, then we would have to come up with a sponsor package. So we could have I already start working on that.
I will work on it after the conversation, so sorry, because I need to know that.
Okay.
And if you get any pushback, let me know, please. Cause I'd love to know, what will be the challenge that we'll have to overcome.
Would you like to be a part of the meeting? Because you guys can, it doesn't only have to be Mario. The only thing is that if it is more than one committee member, then you have to sunshine it, that's the only thing.
So,
So either we keep it as him and he brings it back,
I'm okay
or
with
you
this.
guys can do it as well. Just-
Okay,
have fun.
any additional discussion?
No, just remember, it doesn't have to be part of the motion, but just remember those other, get from the sergeant when we meet with him. All the conditions that he's gonna need for us to make sure that, registration, the
Every
kids,
part of the fire.
making sure that, that these are, whatever other restrictions he's gonna.
registration, age, lighting
Requirements,
fixtures,
yeah. No alcohol. all those things.
Okay,
Okay.
any additional discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Yes, the ayes have it. Okay, item C, time of the meetings. So, this was something that was brought up by staffing, because of some of the challenges, I guess, that we have. We've had 1 or 2 meetings, if I recall correctly, that we could have made quorum. Just today specifically, we almost didn't, but it wasn't, anything regards with the time or the date. I mean, the meetings that we are set is we look at it again on the calendar. Is I'm sorry, I'm in December. So it's the every third Wednesday of the month. Also, one of the reasons why it was put at 8:30, and allow people to get here on time, with regards to traffic. I remember Felicia coming from downtown. I was coming from downtown Brickell. I know Javier comes from downtown Brickell. And sometimes what happens is that we have other meetings that run a little later. So that way we didn't have to be rushing to get to the meeting. So it was a comfortable time, pretty much for everybody. Unfortunately, like everything, sometimes it happens, people come up. We had 3 sick individuals today, or for sure 2 that couldn't make it. One, had to go out of town. So it happens. So of course, the town brought it to our attention to see if there was a better day or better time. In my opinion, I think we're good. If it happens sometimes that we can't make a quorum, it is what it is. I did express that the challenges that we had in the past were not necessarily meeting a quorum or even just getting the agenda on time, which we've discussed in the past, and I take full responsibility on those items. But for the most part, I don't, and I'll open it up to see if you guys think any differently. But that was, I wanted to make sure that I brought to you guys the history as to why we're meeting, at the time that we're meeting. Also, there was another committee, they're still meeting before us. The youth,
Activity task.
activity,
They met today, but it was not for people.
okay,
They meet at 5.
they meet at 5?
Yeah.
Because I know that was another thing,
Yeah.
that every time we got here, even at 8:30, they were still, moving it up. So that's pretty much it. I don't think today is even a topic for that, since we don't have, everybody. However, it's up to you guys. I wanted to kind of, get your feedback, just to go back to staff. I did mention to staff as well that when something like this happened, I requested that it be run by us or by me first, because this communication was just sent out. I was not aware that it was being sent out. So I just said, look, next time, please, if you give me just a professional courtesy, saying, look, we're having issues meeting quorum, and then we can look to see what is the issue. Is it people are just out of town? We're trying to, because we know the dates are there. But that's pretty much it. What do you guys, what's your feedback?
Through the chair, my feedback is, like you said, it's a topic that we should wait for every other member to be here. I do agree with you. There's always a lot going on. I know, some of us have, kids and we do sports, or we're coming from far. I'm okay with, personally, I'm okay with either. But again, I don't speak for everybody else, so like you said, it should be something that we can discuss when we.
I do wanna say, the 8:30 is a little better for me overall, just for timing and family and everything like that. It gives me that cushion and I'm not rushing. I try to be here as much as I can. The only time I'm not is because I have another conflicting event that unfortunately has to take priority. But otherwise, I prefer this, but obviously deferring to when we get the whole group together.
Okay,
This is fine with me. I'm flexible, so either way we go, I'm fine with it.
Not as flexible, but it's fine with me. I think my main, the one piece of feedback that I have, what we've gone through it with
right, yeah,
the town is the Outlook calendar invites. I still don't understand why we cannot send them through the town, because I'm on other boards for different cities and different counties, and they can send them and they adhere to Sunshine Law. So anyway, that's just my one piece of I continue to push on the invite.
cool. I mean, we do have the majority of the committee here. However, I like to hear, what everybody has to say, since it will affect if anything changes. But yeah, so in the meantime, we'll leave it as is, and then we'll revisit it, in the next upcoming meetings and see what the majority, again, would have to say at that point. All right, thank you for your feedback. Next item is the beautifying remaining electrical boxes throughout the town, right?
So obviously
Mark?
we did great on the first couple boxes we did. And I think it would be great that we did the whole town. We have the artist still within the town. She's willing to do some artwork on each of the boxes and see what's needed. But again, we was gonna have to go into the committee, present it to the council and see if it's something if they really want to do.
Did, how do we get our money for that? Because I know that we had.
We got it from
Yeah, I'd have to go back because
the Miami Lake Solomon. They actually
Was
all
that
stayed, they all stayed Miami Lake Solomon.
They sponsored our.
Yeah, they sponsored it.
Question is, how many do we have, how many boxes are
Correct. So
left?
we would need to get that from Miles, how many boxes we need. And then go from there and then get the sponsor to see if they want to go to him first. That way it's all uniform and then, yeah.
By the way, that's all over the place.
After we did, it's all over.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
I think it does great.
Broward has a lot in every other corner. They
You can
have.
barely tell the boxes in there. after
You
a
can't,
while.
you're right, 100%. They do, they do.
blend
do
in
a
after
good
a
job
while.
of blending.
Well, that was the point.
That was
Yeah.
the point.
The
Yeah.
push price, remember that?
Okay, so,
We would,
what do you think we go?
I would-
for?
I would-
What we need first is we need to find out how many boxes
I
are.
would do two things. I would get boxes and if we can get locations, like, I don't know if. If
Boxes with
the town did-
location?
Yeah, because then say that we look at it and then there's 100 boxes, I mean, like, okay, that's a lot.
Let's pick,
Then let's start getting ones that are in more prominent areas and start getting them rather than, hey, look, they're inside of neighborhoods or off side streets or aren't high traffic areas, then we can focus at least. Let's do this and then we can do 2-3 years from now, we
we
can
can
start
do
getting.
phases
those.
then. Okay, perfect. So we'll start with boxes and locations. and
How
we can
much
get-
did each box cost originally? Does anyone remember?
It was around 250, $300, something like that.
Okay.
Because they're just wrapped.
How long?
That was pre-pandemic.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Okay, so we're expecting probably double.
Yeah, probably like $500,000.
Yeah.
I said no.
Probably around there.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
All right, next item, 8C, T-Mobile hometown grant.
AE.
Maybe-
Where does it say C? Oh, it looks like a C.
C.
Sorry, AE.
Getting over the.
Yeah, I get it. I'm okay with it. So I'll motion to approve.
I'll
Second.
Any additional information? To support, not approve, support.
Well, it's, just to discuss it, it's a letter of support. I don't think there's anything wrong with asking to beautify. While, I think they need to really figure out and have plans of what they're gonna, I didn't know that was a little park. I just thought it was a white strip in between the two. That's funny.
Yeah, if anything, it
It's
actually.
considered a
with our
park
mission.
because of,
Well, it's the town owns it.
it actually extends from the back of that parking lot to the front.
I was gonna look up the property appraiser's website.
For these, since you're requesting from different committees, are all the letters kind of looking the same, or is each committee hitting on a different? They do?
They have a template, they send it to me and I signed it, and do you have it there that we can sign it already?
Yeah, I just have to go through some fabric.
Awesome. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, there's,
templates already.
oh, okay. Okay,
They put our logo on the top, we sign it, and we
cool.
endorse
Why
it.
not just do one and do everyone? for the committee?
It doesn't look the same.
It looks better for purposes of,
Oh,
the
right.
number ones.
Okay.
All right, so any additional discussion? No, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
I,
Against? No, you guys have it? Any announcements? So just wanted to ask to see if it was something, for the month of December, typically the last month of the year. Sort of hectic for everybody, the holidays and Christmas. So instead of waiting, for an email that says a meeting is canceled, but we're not having the meeting. Would it be something that you guys would like, just so we can get away from December's meeting, and then we'll reconvene? Or are we planning things that we're gonna
We
need?
might have to meet because of the golf club.
Oh, that's right. So no,
yeah,
never.
I would say.
Would we be open to changing the date for December?
Well, the day is the 20th.
Yeah, I will be here, so
So we.
that's Christmas weekish.
Which way?
The 20th?
No, I mean, if the majority of the folks are gonna be here, then that's fine, but
13th maybe?
Okay, there's still supposed to be
If
still here.
there's if
You
there's
guys were looking to change the meeting date to the week before.
For the month of December. You wanna check to see the
Well, it's
availability?
scheduled for the 20th.
Yeah, our
Yeah, you
schedule
guys
for the
are always
20th,
for the
Right.
third.
so
Oh,
just move it for
13th.
December and the 13th.
I wouldn't be.
I'm hoping.
he can do the 20th. I mean, we can keep the 20th if everyone here can make it.
No, we're good. If not, then Javi's gonna take minutes. So, we know Javi.
My minutes are not gonna be anywhere near as beautiful.
No, I guarantee that.
It's not today, look at this. It's today, I have to go back.
It would still be more beautiful than that.
So yeah, just let us know, if that's a possibility.
Yeah, there's dates, so I can send you guys an email tomorrow and you guys let me know.
Well, the 13th is the one that we're looking at.
Specifically the 13th.
Yes.
I see some availability, so I'll confirm with the conference office tomorrow.
Okay.
So December, we'll have the bike ride on the 2nd, and then the meeting hopefully on the 13th. And we're off for the holidays, and start,
And then
The golf
we'll start
cart.
we'll start crushing it.
or 13th.
Right,
Are we volunteering for who's showing up to the bike ride on the second? To make sure we have representation?
December 2nd. What time is it right now?
6 p.m.
It's the holiday only.
I should be here.
Yeah, I'll be.
Trying to read that
I'll
one
be back, yeah, for the evening.
And
Some out of town, I'll be that week.
then tomorrow.
Okay.
True.
Okay. All right, any other announcements? All right, motion to adjourn, 9:23 PM,
Second.
second by Javier,
It's on.
I'll give it to one. Second by Juan. Any additional discussion? No? Seeing none? All
I'd
in
like
favor-
to talk.
All in favor, say aye.
We're
Against? All right, you guys have it, meeting adjourned, thank you so much.
gonna sign that, or are you just signing that? How